such an asshole.
Nosy, another contributing member of your community leaving because you're a leftist crap hole. I don't know. I always get a kick. I won't mention where he's from, but I always get a kick out of how cold states with lots of snow, like you don't have a leg to stand on. Then you throw on Marxist politics on top of it. Well, we're just going to take all your money and blame you for the stupid mistakes of other stupid people who can't keep their dick in their pants. Yeah, it's your fault. Pay that idiot more of your money, and all the kids are going to make the same mistake. Can't imagine why people are leaving New York for Florida. It's just so confusing. Hi, Cappy. I'm a 50-year-old straight white male. Yes, the devil. You bad, despicable person, you. I started my own repair shop doing a special thing. So I want to identify you over 10 years ago and create a successful business for myself, earning 125 to 175,000 a year. Most of my life I've been broke, so my life has never been better. I have about 15K in precious metals, 15K in crypto, about 150 in IRA, and 50,000 in cash. I have no debt except owing a $70,000 on a mortgage. Estimated value of the house is 500,000. So you sell it in your leftist crap hole, leaves you 450. You should be able to find a nice little small piece of property, a small place that only you need. You want to go to either Texas or Utah. You should be able to find something, especially you said West Texas. I think you might be able to find something there. So I know you only have 150,000 in an IRA. We're going to leave you 50,000 cash as emergency reserve. You're looking at least doubling that amount. So you're looking more like 300,000 in retirement funds if you scale down. Currently, I'm living in a leftist crap hole called that state and would love to move somewhere warmer where I can ride my motorcycle most of the year. Utah and Texas are my top choices. My only reason for remaining in my leftist crap hole is my business. I'm planning on reconning St. George, possibly Cedar City this year. Well, they're right next to each other. I think they're not. I don't think they're more than 20 miles apart. So if you hit one, you'll hit both. My question for you is this: should I remain here another 5 to 6 years, build up my IRA to 500,000, pay off the house, then move? I wouldn't pay off the house. I mean, depending on your interest rate, if your interest rate is low, I wouldn't bother paying it off. You'll sell it, and then you'll pay. So I don't see a reason to do that. If anything, what I would do is, well, you'd have to get out there and reconnoiter the area first. Because I was saying, well, go buy some land out in Utah. But if you haven't been there, you don't know where you want to live. So that'd be inefficient use of your time and money. Should I remain here 5 to 6 years, build up my IRA to 500K, and pay off my house? B, move now and risk starting over in a new location. I'm trying to find a location that checks all the boxes and that only has 1 or 2 repair shops in the area, which is becoming harder to find. I understand there's always risks starting over in a new location. There is a possibility that I could struggle establishing a shop in a new location. Thank you in advance for your input. And I said, well, why have you limited yourself to just Texas and Utah? Why not Vegas, Nevada? What about Arizona? Well, and you gave me your reasons. We won't go into that, but you could always ride there too. I mean, it's not like you couldn't ride there. You don't like Vegas. You want a medium town. You like Southeast Utah. Very interesting. So kind of like, not Cortez. That's Colorado. What is the one? Not Montessori. What is the name of that town? I spent the 2 weeks there. South of Moab. Maybe even in Moab itself. That's pricey though. And Texas Hill Country. I prefer an area with some mountains, mesas, and cool geography. But getting everything I want in one place is a tall order. I'm going to say East Utah because that hill country in Texas, the Guadalupe Mountains? That's the biggest mountain range. Then you got to haul all the way across New Mexico to get to the mountains again, or go north. And, well, also New Mexico, the Enchanted Circle, to get to that southern rim of the Rockies there. I'd say Utah because, Wasp Peak is right over there. The 550 corridor between Ouray and Durango is there. You're right there, and I would do my Utah. And just so you know, St. George and Cedar City, that's Southwest Utah. If I move, I'll need to start up a new shop, so the place that only has one or two competitors is also ideal. Also, my business is extremely well established and very profitable, which is the only reason I am here. My kids all moved away, so my business is the only thing that keeps me here in the leftist crap hole. Look forward for your video ripping me a new one. I can't rip you. You haven't asked a stupid question. You asked very intelligent questions. So, ceteris paribus, I would stick around a little bit. At least 2 more years. I don't think you need to do 5 because once you sell your house and scale down and you go from your leftist crapple, that's going to buy you a lot more in the towns you're looking. So I think your IRA or your retirement funds in general are a little bit more topped off than you think once you pull the equity out of your house and get a smaller house and put it over it. So that's one thing to consider. You're also not going to not work. So you're not going to be draining from these funds. So in other words, you're in better shape than you think, especially if you're going to be working until you're 65 or 70, which you can do. So, but that being said, yeah, you should probably work a little bit more. Work a little bit more, see if you could save up another 150, 200 grand, and then I'd go. Also keep in mind, pay attention to the housing market. If you could get an extra 150, 200 grand out of your house, like, so, oh my God, I really like your house, and they're willing to give you that, go, get out. So it doesn't have to be that point in time. But yeah, a little bit more, another 150,000, 200,000, assuming you don't live to 100 years old and you're not going to retire at 53. You're going to work a little bit, maybe even work into retirement and not really pull from your retirement funds until you're bored. I think you're closer to this goal than not. And honestly, it's going to take you 2 years to reconnoiter the area. Fly to Vegas, get a car rental, drive up to St. George, drive up to Cedar City, then cut over to Moab, and then, God, what is it? Montessori? What the hell is the name? You'll forgive me here. Moab, Utah. Okay, there's Moab. There's the Mavericks I always go to. There's what it's Spanish Valley. That's a town to the south that's developing. What is that town? Come on. It's a small little crappy town. There's yeah, see, you wouldn't, I don't know if you want to live in this town. It's, oh no, yeah, Moab might be a place to go. The towns are Monticello. That's it. But now I think about that's too small. Monticello and Blanding, those are way too small of towns for you to establish your business. Moab might be big enough. You can go up to Green River, kind of do everything on that 191 route. Okay, so that's the town. Glad we got it. All right. So yeah, and then Texas, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Texas geography, but you could do that. Here's the one thing though that I think might solve your problem. So you're going to go reconnoiter the area in the next 2 years while you're building up your money. Okay. Do that. Have you thought about doing your business over mail? I'm not going to say what it is, but you make $125,000 to $175,000 a year. And I know a lot of people probably like to come into your shop like, hey, can you fix this? How many of them, why don't you pull them, say like, I'm kicking around moving, not today or tomorrow, or anything like that. Like if you got some regulars, I don't know if you got regulars, but what if you were to get some kind of mail order business going on? Fine, you don't make 175,000, maybe you only make 110,000, but if you're paying the postage and they're willing to mail it in, like, is that something you could do? Why not? Let's try this. Why don't you start doing that now? Set up an online, but we'll advertise for you, for a fee, of course. But what if you could migrate at least some of your business online, starting now, where people mail it in and you offer a better price than the others? I mean, go do the research, see if anyone else does this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can't do it online because of reasons I haven't thought of. But it seemed to me with shipping and handling, which of course is going to be an inconvenience and it's going to cut into your profits, you may be able to go mobile in 2 years. You may be able to go mobile in a year. You may be able to have the physical business at the local place where you set up shop again, but you take your online business with, and people just happen to mail it to St. George, Utah. That's something I'd start exploring now. But yeah, otherwise, the worst case scenario, 3 years, you've saved up enough money, you go over there, you open up a shop, maybe make a fraction of what you once did. All right, so what? Then you have to bartend or something fun. I mean, you really, without kids, without, I noticed you didn't have any alimony. I noticed you didn't have any supporting of other full grown adult human beings who are strong and independent. It's one of the benefits of being a guy who didn't screw up. It's one of the benefits of being a single guy. You kind of, there you go. So yeah, I think that those are just some options I'd figure on doing, but I would do it sooner than later because like if you start getting into your 60s and 70s, unless you're paying attention to your shape, boy, you sit. I'm never gonna get old. Like I'm starting to like blank out every once in a while. Like really, that I'm like you can't blank out like that when you're driving a motorcycle. But yeah, I think you're closer than you realize. But you have my express permission now. Reconnoiter, travel, scope it out, poke around, do your research. Um, maybe Mesquite, Arizona is something for you to consider. It's south of um, what's it called? St. George, but maybe you could work there. That's a sizable population. Although technically I'd stay in St. George and just drive down to Mesquite if you had any people. But yeah, so far so good. I like your plan. I think you're not 5 to 6 years away. I think you're 2 to 3 years away. And then whatever will the leftist crap hole do without that tax base ever again? You know what? You should threaten and villainize the hardworking, productive people even more, especially those white males. You should really make them enemy, public enemy number one. That'll be great for your economy. You got it right, Torgo. Got it right. All right, there you guys go. I'll see you guys later. Links to everything. Oh, Reconnaissance Man. By the way, for those of you rich men, rich white men who want to leave, go get the book Reconnaissance Man down below. Read that before you start exploring where you want to go into the United States to move. It is you'll save a lot of money and time and gas if you read that book first. Like, oh, I didn't know about that place. Okay, I guess I'm not going there. All right, see you guys later. Toodles.